and dropped 41.7 seconds. Remarkably though, he finished the day in third.
Lost, and here is the replay. Oof, that's a hit and a half, isn't it? Because that concrete wall does not move. And there, as the suspension is broken, the wheel tries to part company. It does in the end. And the car with big
car. Unfortunately, Leung Chuk Nai down at Lisboa, straight on.
That's a lot of damage on that front
left corner. A lot
of
damage on that car, yeah.
And can it be lifted swiftly? Well, there's the crane just peeking into shot, and whoop, down comes the rope, driver out, and they might even be able to move that and keep the session live, and that would be exemplary work if they can do that. So yeah, Leung Chuk Nai's Evo 10 Mitsubishi is very second hand, and this was how he did it. He just understeers out wide and crunch.
Yeah, and that is one of the potentially most common
yeah.
咁啊睇睇啦，咁啊亦都係一個失誤，咁啊由於即係堵塞住跑道啦，咁所以大會為咗安全起見啦，亦都係第二度出示紅旗。因為今朝早兩次紅旗都唔係話大嘅意外。
係 Benz 贏到冠軍嘅，係咁2年裏邊嘅時間都係做到2分32或者2分33呢個時間。
Got there, just too much speed into the corner.
Into the corner, car comes
for yet more debris on the racetrack. Well, Audi's a tough old beast as well. Look, and that's going to be dragged back, kicking and screaming. Bodywork gouging along the ground, and bang.
Unforgiving, the Macau circuit. If you have,
and the safety cars being deployed. Now here's the replay. Self-induced big lose coming out of Mandarin. Around goes the Peugeot, rips off the wheel and keeps on spinning, and then the wheel is hit by one of the other RCZs, ironically.
Yeah, it bounces off the wall and comes back onto...
Want to have anybody close up behind him. Li Zhucheng runs second and trying to take advantage of the slipstream as they head down towards Lisboa.
It's a great opportunity for Li Zhucheng as well. We've got one going round, hitting the barrier and hitting the barrier again as well, and that's the number 2 car. Disappointing for Patrick Zhang, and the car coming to a stop. But what a peculiar start for poor old Andy Chang all day. In fact, for yesterday as well. Whoa. The two of them have been battling together. Another one hits the back. It's the 27 of Lei Kit Meng. So that car facing the wrong way at the bottom of San Francisco Hill. And yeah, a bruising opening lap.
So Patrick Zhang out of the race. You saw the suspension break as he rotated and hit the wall. Medical team there to help him out of the car. The car of Lake.
For second place. Now our attention is on 2 crumpled touring cars. The number 17 car, the blue car of Yang Xiao Wei in the Seat.
The replay of who did what to which and to whom. The Golf bounces into the barrier and, yes, completely innocent, nowhere to go. 17 finds a car bouncing back into his path.
Finishing up in second place, and a replay of the number 10 car hitting the tyre wall down.
The 8 Audi of Chen Weian, just up the road ahead there, the darker green car. Big impact, big hit into the wall, and that is a destroyed Audi, which has absolutely taken the front off the car, and it's going to be a red flag. There is debris all over the road, and so that is going to stop the session after a huge off. Zhang Yachai's car it was. The red flag comes out.
Immediate red flag.
Yeah,
no
I can't imagine
that.
that's going to be restarted, that session.
No.
So the session stopped, and you can see why. And that's a hugely damaged car, and this was the impact. Not quite sure why it was on that line going into the corner, but look at the damage done to the barrier. Don't think there was contact, but at very high speed off the road it went, and has just absolutely decimated that car of Zhang Yachai. So session stopped. Driver moving around inside the car. Alexandra Imperatori was just going through on the inside, having gone faster yet on that 2:21.134, but the red flag shown, and the session, of course, is stopped.
Now, between the top two.
And that's a big engine blow, isn't it?
Yes.
And that's got to have put something on the racetrack. So thankfully it's offline. I think, to be fair to Tanguy Bin, he must have felt it tightening, knew something was about to go, but the drivers need to... Is there a slippery surface flag? There isn't, because they're having to negotiate the car. In fact, oh, there's the oil, and Darrell Young catches it. He's in the wall, he's on two wheels. He just misses the stricken car, but that was because he hit the oil. There was no slippery surface flag. They were having a yellow out to warn them of a parked car, but it's the oil that's caught out Darrell Young. A red flag is being shown. The race is suspended, and Darrell Young...
So we're about to see why. It is for the incident for the number 8 car that we've already...
He's trying to get away from the slipstream, and he's in the wheel tracks of Charles Leung. He's closing, look, as they go through Mandarin down towards Lisboa. To the inside line goes Leung to try to cover off any attack by Andy Chang. He goes to the outside line there, wheel to wheel. Chang gets his nose in front. He's got to brake as late as he dares. Almost banging wheels. Leung back up the inside. He goes through. Others go up the escape road. Charles Leung leads out of the corner, and mayhem breaks out. 2 in the tyres at Lisboa.
Yep, and importantly, the top 2 safely got through. Maybe not everybody else. One of the cars is Wong Weo Meng, the 77 car that is nose into the tyres at Lisboa.
And the other one might be number 2, Patrick Tsang, mightn't it?
Yeah, it seemed like a car turned around on the exit of turn 3. I didn't see exactly what happened, but I saw a car going sideways.
Okay, well, Roy Carroll has certainly got some damage on his car, and so let's take a look here.
Here it comes.
I wonder if that looks like the Roy Carroll car. You're right, he's picked up damage. That's the right side. On board with Podolicio then.
I got it.
Oh my goodness me. So John Vortig right across the front of him.
We need to see from outside because it's difficult to...
Okay, John Vortig then. Such a shame, such a good driver. And a discussion going on, Davide. And
yeah, it's something that could happen on the race, but even for Portolicchio it was not easy to see a car that 6-7.
oh, okay.
Here is Panalone and...
Oh, and just, I mean, to be fair, where could he go?
No, yes.
Oh, my goodness. So it is the number 27 car, Marco Pulcini.
Nothing you can do there.
You know, when you're unsighted like that, Davide, which you are, aren't you? You know, at the speed you're going.
From it's also a big downhill. Maybe you don't see it from television, but in reality, it's really downhill and nearly blind, so it's not easy. And there is just one line. You carry on so much speed.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he spun there, maybe because of cold tires.
Yeah, I know. You can very quickly go from 0 to 0, can't you?
Yeah. So racing is like this. We know often. Very good season for him today. Not very lucky. He was just involved, was not able to avoid the accident. It was not his fault, but racing is like this. Sometimes could happen. You see now was correct to have the safety car also for the debris out of the last corner. For sure, they need to clean it. Yeah, it's just a small contact.
And
but
then,
you know, 40 cars are coming.
And so it was as Giuseppe was coming back.
Yeah.
That's where he caught the James Wyland car. Perhaps we can see it here. Yeah, that was it.
Nothing can do it.
I have to say, I feel for James because he's competed with Ernst Kirchmeier so hard, so fair throughout the season. And it's a real shame to see his championship charge end in this way. It was always likely to go Ernst Kirchmeier's way. He had the points advantage following the success yesterday. But that is a great shame. Significant damage to the back of the car there because, of course, he was at that point he could do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Wrestled this European lead away from von Skeltermaar as they head up towards the final turn once again. Fons decides to go for the inside again. Ernst Kirchmeier is going to the outside, and then he'll try and get underneath. He's going to go for it again.
Good throttle pickup. So I think this time will be side by side. Will be again close again. Maybe you know also the setup of the car are different. Maybe he has a less gyro, but maybe this time he can do it. Let's see from the outside. You can do overtake outside here. Because then you are okay for the inside and next corner, but no, this time it's not good enough. But anyway, he's there, he's getting nervous because as we see, Coleman is the last lap 2 seconds faster, so he's going away. And maybe Skelterman needed to think about more to the driving and not look so much to the mirror. Oh, let's see next.
Oh, that's Benoit Bergeron into Laurent Demuze. Big impact into the barriers. So that is really, really unfortunate. Benoit Bergeron just got out onto the loop today. Now we can see here Faisal Al-Faisal receiving the attention of Hanno Laskowski there, which turned Faisal Al-Faisal round. If every driver managed to avoid him, they did blooming well as well. That's in turn 1, I think. And race, there is only one world champion. Whatever region you are from, Liam, you've picked something up there. My goodness me, that's a big, big impact for the 332 car of Jan Bernier. Then, as we can see this, so in taking quite a lot of curb, back end of the car. Didn't look wayward initially, Liam, but then all of a sudden, it's like snap, and the car has got away from him. And I mean, I have to say, the integral safety, as we saw another car going around as well. We didn't actually see up Liam as the pressure was mounted on von Skeltermaar. Let's just see this. Does this give us an example of why? It's Claudio Schiavone, I think. And that is the reason why you see the 119 car of Paul Rogers in the gravel trap. There was for a long time. Cooper McNeil got a brilliant start. Michel Gatting appeared to bog down. Luca Nurmi is P1 at the moment as they head in towards turn number 1. Michel Gatting now under pressure from Frederick Paulson. Cooper McNeil around the outside. Is he going to make P3? It looks pretty likely. And Thomas Neubauer, also another very, very strong starter. But Neubauer is round, makes contact with the barriers. A couple of other drivers go in as well. And that for sure will mean a safety car, because we've got one car absolutely embedded in the barriers. And there are still problems because Nicolo Schiro has been collected by... See from on board here is Thomas Neubauer. He's collected by Michel Gatting, I think. I think it was the front end of the Michel Gatting car making contact with Neubauer.
Yeah, let's see that again, but it looked like, because here they are alongside, and then I think there is a little bit of a touch, and Luca Ludwig behind them, and yeah, there's no way for him to go out. I think he braked early, so I don't think the impact was that great, but as you say, the barrier needs to be there to protect the drivers if something goes awry, and as it did here, and yeah, just a little bit unfortunate. Because there are so many cars and so little space, and there is the Nicola Rossi incident.
Now, it looked like Nicolo, unless he got a shove from the back that I didn't see, it just looked like he didn't make that turn particularly well and got caught out on the painted curbs, and the car went sideways. And there you can see the damage and the coolant going off and on that car, and another car going around as well. So
Copper Shell World Final just a few hours ago, who recovered the car within like 3 or 4 minutes. So let's see if that's going to be possible, because the earlier those cars are removed from the gravel bed, the earlier we can go back to racing.
Here comes the replay that you asked for. Well, to me, it looked like Faisal Al-Faisal got a lump in the back from the number 25 car of Alessandro Cozzi. So whether AC...
There's the number 10 of Ricardo Zonta. Zonta up to 6th from 11th. Crikey, I was wondering who the Shell V-powered livery car was, as further back Cacabueno's found himself in the gravel. 117, so that's Matthias Rossi and Christian Hahn. So Cacabueno spectacularly spinning out there. I wonder if there's contact, Carlos, with someone else.
Yeah, maybe with the hot car.
It's the rear wheel.
There.
I think it's the right in that battle as well. So that is that Marcos Gomez as well, the number 80. Well, that Ipadinga car should have been further up earlier on. He's got the pace now to try and find a way past Lapena, and yeah, that was always going to end in tears. And this is going wrong for.